crime connection.
That doesn't tend to happen on this side of the city.
Police in South Florida linking a burglary to a nearby stabbing. Broward County says hello to one superintendent.
Motion passes 8-1.
On the same day that Miami-Dade says goodbye to another. Brian Flores questioning the fairness of the NFL coaching.
The experiences of what Coach Flores was going through.
Now the commissioner is offering answers. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Zitlali Solache. Today's Thursday, February 10th, 2022.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Under new management, on the same day Broward superintendent is named, the Miami-Dade superintendent has his last day in office. One of those new leaders has already held the interim position for several months now.
And as the network's Daniel Dominich reports, the other's on its way to Los Angeles.
All those in favor of Vicky Cartwright, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. No. Motion passes 8-1.
That was the vote ending in the Broward School Board naming Vicky Cartwright as superintendent of Broward County Public Schools after serving as interim superintendent, replacing Robert Runcie since August.
I'm humbled. I am honored.
The school board meeting in Fort Lauderdale lasting about 3 hours between Cartwright and losing candidate Michael Gall. And another county in Florida with some administrative changes, Alberto Carvalho is moving to Los Angeles to be the superintendent there. After almost 14 years of serving Miami-Dade County Public Schools as superintendent, Alberto Carvalho is heading off to California to become the next superintendent of the Los Angeles Unified School District. Yesterday, Carvalho left the board meeting with bittersweet remarks for his colleagues and loved ones.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I have learned a lot. I am the man I am today because of all of you in this room, those who spoke earlier, and those throughout our community and our country. I am a better leader and professional today because of what I've learned from you.
And as Carvalho makes his way out of Miami, Jose Dotres makes his way to fill the emptied superintendent position in a 6-3 vote by the board last Monday. For South Florida Media Network, I'm Daniel Dominich.
Police investigating a crime connection in Pembroke Pines. As the network's Sofia Benitez reports, a knife taken in a burglary was used in a nearby stabbing.
A very suspicious incident occurred on Tuesday morning when a man lurking through the night broke in this restaurant right behind me and only stole one item.
Police said that 26-year-old Alex Filbero was caught by surveillance footage of Sergio's Cuban Kitchen and Bar in Pembroke Pines around 2:30 a.m., attempting of gaining access to the premises with an unknown motive.
The man allegedly attempted to get in through many ways, eventually breaking in through this window with a rock.
After successfully gaining access, the suspect is seen lurking around. Footage shows that he did not attempt to reach the register. Instead, he was seen heading towards the kitchen and reaching for a chef's knife left behind in the counter, fleeing the scene with the knife on hand. Around 2:45 a.m., a 911 call came in from a stabbing victim at a nearby Shell gas station in 142nd Street and Pines Boulevard. The victim told the dispatcher that he's been randomly attacked as he pumped gas. A pool of blood is still visibly on the scene. Police said the suspect fled and eventually got caught in a nearby neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, I was really shocked because that doesn't tend to happen on this side of the city.
Despite the fact, customers still feel safe.
Although it's unclear the motive behind what he has done, it is an ongoing investigation. This is Sofia Benitez reporting for the South Florida Media Network.
Parents in court for allegedly forcing a teen in Jupiter, Florida to live in a small room. Jupiter, Florida police say a 14-year-old boy was restricted to a room in the garage with a mattress and bucket for bathroom uses. They say he was only let out to go to school. The boy was said to be under these conditions and abused by his adoptive parents in 2017. The parents went to court for the first time yesterday.
The NFL commissioner sharing how the league plans to move forward with the Brian Flores lawsuit. Yesterday was the news conference for the 56th annual Super Bowl happening this Sunday, and Roger Goodell was able to share his thoughts on the goals to be acquired and the next steps towards the Flores lawsuit aside from the lawyer talk.
to me, it's more important for us to sort of listen to Coach, understand what he and other coaches are going through, what our clubs are going through, and the feedback they have, and also, again, reevaluate everything we're doing.
Handled with compassion and humility, Goodell seems to be through. He is trying to understand the situation and understand to lead coaches, aspiring to gain feedback from Coach Flores on the hiring process in hopes to change possible mistakes the league may have made in the past for a better future.
Comedian actor Bob Saget's cause of death is revealed 1 month after his death as head trauma. In a statement yesterday, experts believe Saget accidentally hit the back of his head, which was not a serious injury, and then went to sleep. Saget's family also say they are overwhelmed with all the support and well wishes they've received over the past few weeks. Bob Saget was 65 years old.
A little-known group from Florida's history immortalized in an exhibit in D.C. Daniela Jaramillo from our Washington Bureau reports.
Florida's Home Away from Home in Washington, D.C. is hosting an exhibit that celebrates Black artists in Florida's beautiful landscapes. Florida House on Capitol Hill exhibit displays some of the artwork of 26 men and 1 woman that started painting in the late 1950s in the Fort Pierce area on the side of the highway.
We are so proud to be able to install this exhibit right at the beginning of Black History Month. The Highwaymen were a really great story, not only of the African American spirit in Florida, but here in the United States. In fact, some art historians call the Florida Highwaymen the last great artistic movement of the 20th century. And to have it to come out of Florida and tell the story of these men and women is just a tremendous opportunity, particularly during February.
The artists were mostly self-taught and refused to work in local citrus groves in the wake of Jim Crow. Turned down by museums and galleries, they tenaciously made a living pursuing their art careers despite the barriers.
Today they've become a really great representation not just of the Florida landscape, but of the Florida spirit.
They produced most of their work by memory of the Florida landscapes that they have seen, and historians estimate that they crafted over 200,000 paintings. The exhibit will be on display through 2022. This is Daniela Jaramillo from Washington, D.C., reporting for SFMN.
The White House welcomes a pop music superstar.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Here we are in front of my piece. This is called the Crown Act mural.
Nation's capital spreading messages of inclusion. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Impact Art, a project taking shape with the goal of making positive change. The project is called Murals DC.
And as Carly Ray Skinner from our Washington Bureau reports, it's changing the face of our nation's capital city.
Murals DC is a graffiti prevention program funded by the DC Department of Public Works in cooperation with the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities.
I'm standing in front of the tallest mural in DC, the tallest portrait mural in DC. It's an image of Buck Hill, who was a mailman by day, but a famous local musician by night. Would play with a lot of the local jazz greats in the 1940s and 50s, along this corridor, which was once known as Black Broadway.
The program is celebrating its 15th anniversary and Black History Month by posting a mural a day on their Twitter account, murals_DC. One artist that Murals DC works with is named Candace Taylor. Candace has been doing public art for about 12 years, and this piece is in the historic Anacostia neighborhood.
In front of my piece, this is called the Crown Act mural. And this piece is related to the Crown Act, the piece of legislation going around in all 50 states. Well, it's not in 50 states yet, but soon. But it essentially protects Black women and women of color against hair discrimination in school and the workplace, and society at large. This piece is celebrating Black beauty.
To find out more about Murals DC's artworks, check out muralsdcprojects.com.
That was the network's Carly Ray Skinner reporting. In other DC news, pop icon Billie Eilish makes an appearance at the White House. According to a White House spokesperson yesterday, Billie Eilish, her brother Phineas, and their parents Maggie and Patrick were invited to pay a visit to the White House to meet President Biden. Billie and Phineas were supporters during Biden's campaign, and the Biden family have been longtime fans of their music. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.